Hello, everyone. I just wanted to take a moment to give you this quick video. I apologize for the tardiness. I actually just landed back in New York after being in South Florida doing some fundraising in my current role. But I just wanted to extend a thank you so much for picking me for the 2019 Alumni Award from the School of Social Work at Monmouth University. I'm really honored and humbled. And I figured I would just take a moment, even if it is a little late, to just thank everyone and also explain a bit about where I see the connection between my background in social work and what I do now. So I work currently for the National LGBTQ Task Force. We are a national nonprofit based in DC, but with offices in Miami and New York. And our goal, in a nutshell, is to be the queer voice within the progressive movement. We really see intersectionality and progressive movement building as something that needs to be done across platforms. And so one of our key campaigns is All of Me, All the Time, meaning that the reason we want things like the Equality Act to pass is to make sure that civil rights protections really do extend to everyone. One of the things we talk about is, if I show up to look for a job or an apartment and I am denied that job, now I don't know if it's because I'm Jewish, which is against the law, right? Religion, you can't discriminate on, or if it's because I'm gay. And luckily for me, in New York State, that would be illegal too. But actually in the majority of the country, that is still legal. So especially with this current administration, a lot of the things that the LGBTQ community worked so tirelessly to get into place under the Obama administration have been rolled back or being rolled back. And one of the key things we do at the task force is to make sure that we're on top of those things, that we're aware of it. We have someone who watches the Federal Register to see when things are coming out so that they don't come under the radar. And then we work across movement. So we might work with groups that are focused on immigration reform. We might work with groups that are focused specifically on Black Lives Matter or just a number, Planned Parenthood, things like that. Because for us, we realize that queer people, we're in every single segment of society. So there's no such thing as a part of the progressive movement that doesn't affect our lives as well. It was why actually in Florida we worked really hand in hand to make sure that people previously convicted of a felony got their right to vote back. Because we realized voter disenfranchisement is a huge problem that certainly affects the LGBT community as well. So that's what my work is. I do fundraising. I'm a major gifts officer for the task force, and it's not something that I necessarily thought I was going to do when I was in school at Monmouth and looking forward. But it actually dovetails quite well with my values and really knowing that we have to support people. One of the things that I love the most about social work is that we really look at the individual within the wider framework. Right? So we realize that society, we realize that laws, we realize that social norms and things like that affect the individual. And you're part of a community, whether you want to be or not. We're all in this together. So I really love that, and it's something I take with me in my work all the time. I graduated in 2009, and the economy was really horrible, and I didn't know what I was going to do next, and it just wound up making my way into development work and fundraising as a way to continue my involvement with nonprofit work. And it's really taken me very deep into progressive community building. I've worked at the LGBT Center here in New York. I've worked at CBST, the LGBT Synagogue, and the largest LGBT synagogue in the world. I've worked in Jewish progressive groups. I've even worked with animal rights groups from a progressive lens. And it really all comes together to me. And that's what I love so much about the program at Monmouth University, is that it really does take this human rights-based framework and bring it down to the individual level, but also looking at the macro level, knowing that the way governments are functioning, the way civil society is functioning affects each one of us individually. And what hurts one of us hurts all of us. So I take that with me into my work, and it's why I work so hard to fundraise for causes that I really feel are truly worthy, and that we really need to be supporting. So that's unfortunately why I couldn't be there in person today, and why I'm late with this video, is I was coming from a major fundraiser in Fort Lauderdale, where I'm happy to say we've raised some great funds to support the South Florida LGBTQ community. And I just want to say again, thank you so much for everything and for honoring me in this way. I still think back very fondly of all my time at Monmouth, especially my time with Dean Robin Mama, who was my mentor and professor and dean, and I was very lucky to work with you. So thank you so much, Dr. Mama, for this honor, and the whole School of Social Work for honoring me. And I hope I do the school justice in my work promoting LGBTQ equity and equality. Thanks.